unexplainable. Never need a match. It's unexplainable. It's unconditional. It's unforgettable. Unstoppable. So intentional. It's so invitable. Indescribable.
Hello, and welcome to His
and Her
Perspective. Here at His and Her Perspective, we find common ground to harmonize relationships. And we do that by having these conversations, talking about all things relationships so that we can help people have better relationships, right?
Right.
Look at this, y'all. Look at him.
We got it.
He's right there.
And she's right here. Finally in the place to be. Finally get a chance to meet my auntie.
I know. I got to meet my nephew in person. I love this. This is amazing. I am here in Savannah, Georgia. I am on my birthday trip, and I got to come down and see my family. I got my niece here, got my nephew here. We are having an amazing time. Yeah. So today we're going to have a great conversation. This is going to be really good. And I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about relationship social media etiquette. Is that really a thing?
It is. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's causing a lot of heartache, a lot of hardship, and it's ruining a lot of relationships.
Do you think that it's ruining the relationships or people are ruining relationships?
Yeah, it's the people. It's exposing the deficiencies that are in the relationship.
Yeah.
So if you have a hard time, or if you have weak communication, or if you have lack of respect in your relationship,
right.
If you're a habitual line crosser, then social media has opened the floodgates for all of those things to become front and center.
Yeah, really messing things up. So so we're going to talk about that thing. We're going to really dig in and have a really good conversation. So if you're looking at us right now, make sure that you click the share button. Go ahead and do a watch party and comment and let us know who you are, where you are tapping in from so that we can say hello. But before we move on into that, let's talk about couples that are winning. We always hear so many people out there that are having struggles. We talk about relationships because we know people are having struggles. But we also want to make sure that we're giving a shout out to those people who are winning, right? And this day, we are going to talk about, let me get my shared screen up here. We're going to talk about a couple that I know personally. And have been knowing for quite some time. I think that they are amazing. And I actually, I'm trying to pull up two different things at the same time here. Share my screen. And Chrome, Facebook. Hey, there we go. And this is Kevin and Lisa Lloyd. They have been married for 10 years.
Wow.
And they say that what has helped their relationship become the great relationship that it is respect and communication. She says that she asked God to fix him for 8 years, but God answered her prayers and fixed her. Right. So she said that she had to submit to the process of being married naturally, spiritually, and mentally as his wife. So it was not, we always talk about, God, fix him, or fix them, whoever it is. And instead, the Father will fix us so that we learn how to deal, because I believe that relationships are really more about finding out what's really inside of us so that we can be better.
They say, won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he will?
Yeah.
Won't he will? Won't he will? Won't he will? Won't he do it? So listen, let's move on into today's question. Before did we get anything else we need to add before we start and going in?
No. Didn't you have a clip or something that you
I do.
play?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's share that screen here. Share my screen a little bit again, y'all. Give me a moment. Hold on a second. Let me take this off. The couples that are winning. Take the banner off here. All right, so let me play this. This is check this out, y'all.
So instead of being an adult and sucking it up and talking to my husband or my wife about it, I'm going to go social media like I'm 15 and tell all my little girlfriends about what he said, blah, 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 attack and reach out and all that kind of stuff. You are not 12 anymore.
Venting about your partner isn't the only thing to avoid on social media. In fact, several studies say you should go easy on the mushy stuff too. According to research from Albright College, people whose confidence depends on their romantic relationship are more likely to use social media to broadcast their happiness. So basically, stop posting about how amazing she makes you feel and just focus on making yourself feel amazing. Harvard and Northwestern researchers published another study saying people increase their relationship visibility when they're feeling insecure. Translation: if you have to post pictures on the flowers you just bought you, there's a good chance you just bought them for yourself. And finally, a study from Brunel University, London, flat out says the more likely someone is to brag about their romantic partner, the lower their self-esteem is. Bottom line here, don't brag about your relationship, brag about yourself.
That was pretty good, and I really think that it has so much truth in that. What are your thoughts?
This
about
is
that?
right.
Hold on, sorry, y'all.
Think it's good for you? Think it.
Sorry. What are your thoughts about that, Vaun?
You know, we're in the social media age, and people are sharing their good fortune with the world, sharing their good fortune with family and friends, and so sometimes I think that in the spirit of trying to answer everything, people want to put things in. They want to put everything in the category. They want to put everything in a box, and so everybody that's showing their good fortune on social media isn't necessarily showing showing off or I don't know, grandstanding or whatever. I think sometimes you have people who are genuinely happy for you, and I don't know, sometimes it's okay, but to the point, that's in the video, sometimes it is just what he said it is.
Sometimes they're grandstanding.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I mean, I think that there is some truth to that. Not always, like you say. I think that we need to stop saying that things are more the rules instead of saying that now they're more the exception to the rule. And speaking of rules, let's even talk about what this social media etiquette is, because a lot of people are like, what is social media etiquette for relationships? We understand that there is social media etiquette when you are at your job and your workplace in corporate America, that there are certain things that you can and cannot do or say when you are working for particular companies. And it's pretty much the same thing when you are in relationships. The rules to consider, this is what social media etiquette is. It's the rules to consider to create healthy boundaries for social media engagement within a committed relationship. And I think that the key here is making sure that we say committed, because what you do on your social media page, if y'all just kicking it, it's none of their business. If I'm kicking it with you, we haven't said that we are a couple officially. You shouldn't be concerned about what's on their person's page. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel that. One of the points that the judge made when she was talking about, blasting each other on social media, there are couples out here that'll do things like that, and it's just, it does get to the point where it can get, I don't know, is tacky the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, I think so.
And maybe
cutthroat.
even, and it's causing more harm than good.
Yeah.
You venting to the world, but really, people on the outside looking in, even though they might offer you some advice, it's not necessarily constructive advice.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
You need to talk with the professionals. So look, we got Kokisha says, hello, hey girl. Over there, and then she says she's sharing and tuning in from Arkansas. Thank you so much, Coach. Say it again.
Kokisha
LaShawn. Thank you. That's a beautiful name, by the way.
It is. She's a beautiful sister too. That's
awesome. I love it. And then we got Sherilyn over Sherilyn Palmer saying hello, Sherilyn. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. We got some more people on there that are being incognito. They don't want to say hello, but we say hello back.
We see y'all anyway.
We see y'all. We see y'all. So let's. What do you need? What do you think that you need to do to create this in order to get this social media etiquette going? What do you think that you need?
Man, I think a healthy level of respect for for who you're in a relationship with, for the relationship itself. Because when you concern yourself with how the other person might feel about what you said on social media, or how they might feel about you liking pictures of someone with that's half dressed, or you know, if I can imagine if my wife was going through and liking a whole bunch of pictures of dudes with their shirt off, you know, I might want to know, should I put up a selfie with my nipples out?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Well.
I mean, it's a thing. I personally wouldn't get jealous like that, but I know that it does cause a lot of problems.
Do you think that happens because people are insecure?
Sometimes.
Or do you think that they're just insecure in the relationship? Or do you even think there's a difference between those two?
Yeah, you know, I do think there's a difference. I mean, some people are insecure for sure, right? But there are some people who are also just very territorial.
I never looked at it that way.
And I you know I go to Animal Planet.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
tell us what's happening on Animal Planet.
And I don't think lions are jealous when other male lions come around. I think they just want to protect and preserve what they have. And so sometimes it's in the spirit of preserving what you have, or what we have, that we might say things or respond in certain ways, more so than feeling threatened, like there's a real opportunity for the other person to get what you have.
I like that. That's good. That's good. All right, now I tell
It's
you,
my 2 cents.
That's your 2 cents. It came across real good. You spent something. We're gonna hold on to them too. Hi, Valerie. How are you? Thank you so much for stepping in with us. So I think that I really want to concur with you, Vaun, and talk about this respect. I think that there really has to be some real good common boundaries that have to be established. And a lot of that has to be based in the respect factor. And you really want to do this. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, of course, this is your relationship. You're going to do what you want to do. But I really believe that you have to set some type of boundaries, call it social media etiquette, call it boundaries, call it we just had a conversation, whatever you want to call it. You still have to get to the place that you understand that common sense isn't common sense for everybody.
That's right.
And because it is not, then you have to make sure that you set the standards that you want in the relationship, and don't walk in going, well, whatever you want, because eventually you get down the road and it's not going to be whatever you want. It's going to be, hey, wait. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So here's some things that I found in my research for doing the show. There's 8 things that they talk about and how to practice this social media etiquette. They're considered the rules. The first thing is you want to share accessibility. What do you think about sharing accessibility to your page?
Look, my wife has access to everything that I have. I mean, she can go in my text messages if she wants to. If she doesn't, and we don't go in each other's stuff that I know of.
But you have the option, right?
But she can,
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. You know what? And this is the thing. I really believe that people don't understand the power in giving accessibility. Why? Because most times they won't take it.
Yep.
But if you're hiding and going, oh, no, you can't hold this. No, I want you on my phone. No. Then they're going to be like, wait, why?
Exactly.
What are you hiding?
Exactly. Yep.
But if you go, oh, here, take it. Here's my password. Here's my codes. Do what you want to. Most times they're not going to do that because they really trust you at that point, because they feel like if you've given me all this information, then you must trust me, right? So the second is allow friendships with your partners, or allow them to follow you or you follow them. Same thing. Being basically on each other's page, because some people are not friends with their partners.
Oh man, that's crazy to me.
Isn't that crazy?
I couldn't imagine not being my wife's friend or her not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm always tagging her and stuff. She's tagging me and stuff, and we laugh about whatever,
right?
Or you know, however we might feel about a given topic, right? But there are people who are not friends with each other on social media.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Hey, Yardley, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining us from Brunswick, Georgia. So yeah, it's people that are like that. They're like, I was in a relationship in my 3rd marriage. We unfriended each other all the time. It was like, I don't want to be his friend today, because he would just go post crazy stuff and I didn't want to see it.
Wow. So like if y'all get into it or something, then he'll go and make it personal.
Yeah.
And let the world know. So let me ask you this.
Subliminating me.
Yeah. So was he obvious so that the world would know that he was talking about you, or was it just kind of low key?
No.
Only. Oh wow, that's
People
cold.
knew. Isn't that
Cold.
terrible?
Yeah, that's bad.
So and then they're inboxing me, y'all must be into it again, or they would be, or you would see more of the women now commenting more because they want to they want to be all on his side, and whatever.
Yeah.
So I would unfriend him, and then he wouldn't friend me back for like months. Like, I'll fix you. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I was protecting my own self.
We have a comment here from Diamond Queen. She says, if you are married and not friends on social media, that's bad. I agree. I agree. And Kimberly Snoddy says, people only feel insecure when their partners are not making them feel secure in their relationship. It starts with us as individuals and then as partners. I can smoke a bag of that. I think that's a double-edged sword, though, because if you are, you can have a partner that's doing everything that they're supposed to do, or trying their best to make you feel good about, where they stand in the relationship. But if you have a lot of insecurities within yourself, then, you're showing up to the party incomplete. And no matter what they do, sometimes it cannot be good enough.
And then you're showing up with a loaded gun.
Yeah.
Because you always on guard, no matter what the situation is, what happens, who's it part of it, it's just going to stay that way. And is that a way to live?
Right.
In a relationship that you're supposed to be happy in? No, it's not. It's not a cool thing to do.
Not friends with your mate on social media. That's a trip.
And
I know it's probably common too.
It's very common. Yarley says, I've been there and done that. I had unfriended an ex from my Facebook. She questioned me about every female on my page, family and all. Yeah. And then LaShawn, I don't want to. Kokisha.
Just call her Coach K.
Coach K. All right.
Yeah.
She says, now that I don't understand, not being friends with your spouse. I've seen that. Yeah. I have too.
Now, I've seen and heard of scenarios where one significant other might demand that you unfriend certain people. What do you think about that?
You know what? Then that's one of the things with them being accountable, right? I think that you cannot make anybody do anything.
Right.
I think that when you start having to be controlling, that's an issue. You can't control me because I'm a buck every time. Now you can ask me. And most times I may comply.
So here's a scenario, right? Let's just say there's this guy and he keeps flirting with you, and you know that he doesn't want just friendship. You know he wants something next level, right? And your significant other is saying, hey, I don't like that cat.
Cut him off. I
need you to unfriend him right now. What do you do?
Unfriend him.
Okay. See, that's all I'm saying.
Now I've had this situation.
Right.
Look, y'all. So I am typically that girl. I'm always the guy's friends. The guys just always want to friend me. I've been the wing girl too many times, right? So
I told you about that.
I'm gonna stop being the wing girl. Listen, okay. So and so I have a lot of male friends. Friends I've been really, really friends with for a long time. And so my last husband was like, I don't care who they are. You need to cut them off. Cut all of them. If there was an ex, they were male, you can't have friends with them. But he would have friends with all his females. And I felt some kind of way. Like, you want me to double standard. We're not doing that. Yeah. So I felt some kind of way about that. But I did comply when he first asked, because I felt like, okay, I don't want to start this thing off bad. But would I do that again? I would not cut off people that are genuinely my friends.
Yeah. Okay.
And that means, I like the way that you put it. If they're a friend of you, they're a friend of your wife.
Yeah. Or at least a friend to the relationship.
To the relationship. That's what you said.
Yeah.
And so if they're a friend to the relationship, then yeah. But if I feel like that you putting some undercuts in there, you trying to be snide, you trying to, slick, don't be on my page. Oh, you looking good today. And you know that my husband, when he come, y'all.
Right.
Is watching, because that's snide.
Yeah. And don't be in the inbox, low key flirting. It's not cool.
Not cool. Stop it. So that goes into the number 3, which is being respectful. That's the rule. And Vaun talked about this earlier, being conscious of their feelings, knowing that if I say something, I don't care what it is, if, like how we're doing the WCW, Women Crush Wednesday, or Men Crush Wednesday, whatever they do, the crush thingies.
Yeah.
Right? And you post, for Women Crush Wednesday, a guy posts a woman that's not a celebrity, because they better be a celebrity. Right?
Inaccessible, is that what you mean? Like inaccessible?
Yes.
Okay.
They must be inaccessible, because if that doesn't, that's off limits, because that means if you wanted to go and get with them, then you could.
I think true. I agree with that.
Okay.
But I'm also saying that when we're talking about etiquette, right, and respect, it's okay if my wife thinks that other men are attractive or whatever. And it's okay. I'm sure she knows that I think other women are attractive, nice looking, right? But you don't always have to make it known that you find other people attractive. Like, where's the line with that? Like, you don't have to do that.
Now look, because again, I've seen people do this, and I've done this before, where I was with my partner, ex-husband, and like, oh, she's cute, isn't she? Yeah, she is hot. Where we had the discussion.
Yeah.
But would you have the discussion in front of other people?
I'm not sure I follow.
Meaning that if you can say to your significant other that person is hot, if we're doing it on social media, that's doing it in front of other people.
Now, see, everybody's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't use terms like that.
Okay.
Like she's hot or he's fine. Like we don't do that. So I might say she's pretty.
Okay. So what's the difference?
Well, hot is like, I mean, if
like,
somebody's
ooh.
like, you can have, here's an example. I don't want to be, I'm trying to keep it PG, right? There are some, let's say Gabby Sidibe, right? She's a big girl.
Okay.
Precious,
okay.
for those who don't know.
Okay.
When she's got her makeup on, some people might think she's pretty.
Okay.
But I wouldn't call her hot.
Well, she's not hot.
Right. So what I'm saying is some people can be pretty in the face. They can have a pretty face, but still not hot, not attractive. Like to me, hot is synonymous with I'm attracted to that person. And so, and so I don't see any value in letting my wife know or telling her that I'm attracted to another woman.
Yeah, there's no value in that.
And I appreciate it if she don't tell me that she's attracted to somebody else. I mean, if you think what you want to think, but some thoughts are better kept quiet.
Yeah, you gotta be.
So you can see somebody and be like, if she told me, I think he's handsome, I wouldn't trip. I think he's nice looking, I wouldn't trip, but he's fine. Man, come on, man, we ain't gotta do all that.
Yeah, that is going in. That's like thirsty.
Hey, got my wife out here trapping. I don't need all that.
Right. Look, Kokisha,
Plus, don't play with me like that.
Right. She says, as a single woman, one thing I've learned in preparation is to see the standard, the tone now. Nip certain things in the bud now, so there's not a lot of cleanup when entering a relationship. That's true. Mm-hmm. So if you just so then you ultimately are being who you are. You're not changing because now you have a relationship, which means that's temporary. Right. So you're ultimately going to create the dynamic of who you want to be in the relationship, so that there's not many changes that you really need to adjust to, which will then make you buck really in the end.
To the point that I was just saying, Kimberly Snyder just says, hot may mean I would consider getting with them if they came at me. I'm just saying.
That's true.
And I'm saying there's a difference between pretty, acknowledging somebody might be nice looking, and then calling somebody hot.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And I think that we've gotten so comfortable is probably the word. Mm-hmm. Too comfortable with crossing lines in our relationships that it's almost like there's nothing sacred anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that the failure to preserve some idea of something being sacred is what causes a lot of relationships to fail too.
That's true. That's true, because nothing's off limits. Yeah. Everything is a goal.
Watch your mouth when you're around me. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Think what you want to think.
But you better not say it.
Better watch it.
Which lead us into number 5, which is being accountable.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have to make sure that your partner is okay with what you're doing and not just in their face. This is a big thing to me. I think that integrity does not matter until you're away from me. It is not that important what you're showing me, is what you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can be real nice and cozy in my face, doing all the right things, and get behind and just dog our relationship to the ground.
Right. Yeah, and that, really that's the truest sign of respect. I mean, it's one thing not anybody, most people know what to say to not appear crazy. Right. But how do you represent me when I'm not around? Because when my boys come back and be like, are they whispering about me when I'm not around? Because man, Vaughn's lady, she
man.
Or the same thing about her, man. Vaughn's come on, man. How you gonna represent me when I'm not around is what I'm concerned about.
That's the ultimate disrespect, when other people know your business and you don't.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that your partner is a skank, or I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you don't, and you walking around, and usually this is what I've seen in the past and have experienced myself. Usually you're in that place where you're telling everybody, oh, I love my baby. Oh, they doing this. Oh, they this and that. And they looking like.
Got you out here looking like a whole fool.
A whole fool.
Because you done married a hoe.
A hoe.
Hey, we laughing at somebody's pain. And I don't mean to be laughing at anybody's pain, but
we don't mean it, but
that's what it is, man.
We mean it, but we don't mean it.
Yeah.
We don't mean it, but we mean it for real.
We laughing with you.
We are. But y'all need to get it together. So number 6 is, does you share passwords? Well, we know that Coach Vaun shares passwords. I don't have a problem. I keep telling you all, if you do it up front, people won't ask you for it. It eliminates some stuff.
And it's a trip, because my wife will ask me if I might ask her to get something out of my phone. And she has to ask me for my password every time.
That's because she didn't remember, which means she's not using it.
She's not tripping. Right. And I don't even think her phone is password protected. So, I mean, when you don't have anything to hide, man, the only thing I might hide is if I'm trying to do a surprise of something.
Yeah.
But just ongoing, am I worried about what she might see if she flipping through my text messages? Or, I think those kind of boundaries, those kind of barriers create more problems than harmony. So.
And I know that some people, and because this is something that even when me and Vaun got connected, we wanted to make sure before we find out it was family, that you have to make sure that even on the person on the outside, when you're not the married person, as a friend, hey, I didn't mean it like that. Did I make sure that didn't come across disrespectful, whatever the case may be? Because if once you get into a friendship, you get comfortable. Right. And that comfort level will make you comfortable. But it doesn't matter if they're male or females. You just say friendship things. Right. So but you have to make sure that other partner is a friend, as Coach Vaun said, to the relationship, to make sure that they're not saying things and you get caught off guard like, oh, shut that down.
Right. Right. I thought y'all was just auntie.
Right.
I thought she was just your no.
Yeah. No, you can't do stuff like that. So, okay. So number 7 says set time limits for being on social media. How important do you think that is?
It varies, I think, with the couple, because I think the more time you're spending on social media, the more you're compromising the amount of time that you could be spending together, right? So let's just say that, look, I always say this, if one person is a crackhead, the other person needs to be a crackhead, right? And as long as we both crackheads, we can work it out.
We can work it all out.
So if one person is a social media junkie and the other person wants more attention, it's going to be a problem. But if we both sitting here and we both on our phones, we both, vegging out on social media, then I guess it works.
It works.
So,
but then y'all not spending no time together.
Not spending any time. But again, now you have some people in relationships that don't need as much together time. Some people need a lot higher degrees of me time.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you're in a relationship with somebody that has a high need for me time, and let's say their me time is social media.
Yeah.
And if you got two people that have high needs for me time and their me time is social media, 8, 10, 12 hours a day. If they happy, look, if you like
it's
it, I love
working.
it.
Right.
If you
It's
like it, I
working.
love it.
Right. So Yardley says, he says that I had to tell an old friend about his girl garden activities. I told him garden implements are not household items. It took him a minute, but he got it. It took me a minute because I had to figure out.
Yeah.
I was like, a garden. Oh, yeah. Took me a minute. I had to figure it out. Yeah, that's true because they aren't. You can't make them into friends or housewives.
Right. And it goes both ways. I mean, you're talking about men can be hoes too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there are people out here who think that men are more important or are a more important piece to the relationship than women are. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how to measure that accurately, but I do know one thing, that there's nothing more important to the planet than people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the only way you get people is through the agency, through the harmony of a man and a woman coming together. Yep. And he can't do it alone. She can't do it alone. Right. So in my mind, I don't even know that it's necessary to try to figure out who's more important. What's important, though, is that we find some way of maintaining harmony. Like, I do what I can to not make my wife feel bad about our arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I go out of my way to invest in her to the point where she feels good about our arrangement, because the better she feels, the more she gives back. And the better I feel, the more I give back. And it's reciprocal, right?
Right.
It's perpetual.
And I think that that's really important. Too many people are so concerned with what am I getting versus what am I giving.
Mm.
And if everybody's giving, I always say that you giving and they're giving, everybody's still receiving.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be concerned about that. You should not be concerned about how much you can get out of the relationship, because then that means, what are you doing in this whole thing? You have some comments?
Yeah. Diamond Queen says, I would love to have those people on the Newlywed Show to see how many questions they answer right without spending time with each other.
Mm. You know, I know some people who know a lot about their partner and they don't even live in the same house.
Mm. But now, see,
again, it really depends on the dynamics of that relationship.
Yeah, and the level of communication that you have, because maybe they spend a lot of time on the phone.
Could be. Yeah. Because communication, if it's effective, doesn't have to be all the time.
Right.
It just needs to be effective.
Yep.
So Yarley said he was just trying to keep it PG. Men are the gateway to relationships. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, explain that, brother.
Yeah,
he says women are the gateway to sex. Like Vaun said, we need each other. So he's saying men are the gateway to relationships. Women are the gateway to sex. So, I don't want to paraphrase. I would like for him to clarify that. But one of the things that I've heard people say in relation to that is that men control access to marriage. Men decide when we're going to get married, but women decide when we're going to have sex.
Okay.
So maybe that's what it means.
Okay. I like that. I think that's very true.
I can smoke a bag of that.
Yeah. If I smoke, I will smoke a bag.
If I smoke.
We smoke together. Well, yeah. So look, okay. And then the last one, it says discuss and revisit as necessary. Of course, you want to make sure that you are staying abreast of what's happening within your relationship, so that you can know what's happening with it at all times. And so Yarley says, yes, sir, you are correct.
Yeah.
So some of the misconceptions, I like to go over those, because there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to social media and relationships. So let's talk about some of those. There's a belief that social media ruins relationships, but in actuality, I believe that acting single when you're not is what ruins it.
Yeah. Social media is not what's ruining your relationship. It's exposing the weaknesses, the frailties that's in your relationship.
It's kind of like guns don't kill, it's people that kill, right? So So the next one is, if they don't talk about you on social media, then you're not the only one that they're with.
There's a lot of truth to that. It's a lot of it. Look, man, I've seen it a lot. Now, some people, you have to know who you're in a relationship with. Right. And some people are just very, very private. Yeah. So, just got to kind of gauge who you're in a relationship with. But if they're out there with their business, but private when it comes to you, I don't know. You got to be able to weigh that for yourself and
gotta figure that thing out, because if they're posting everything but you, yeah, you're probably not the only one.
Yeah.
They done did Mardi Gras. They don't even celebrate Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
They got Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Right.
They Muslim, but
you know who their mama is. You know everybody in the family, but I'm a secret.
You a secret.
That's
You're probably not the only one. Yeah. So okay, what about this one? If you really love me, you will say it on IG and Facebook. You will tell the world.
And again, it depends on who you're in a relationship with. Some people are very private and very secretive, but secretive doesn't necessarily mean sneaky. It's just, again, it's about gauging who you're in a relationship with. And I say that untrustworthy people have the hardest time finding people to trust.
That's good. Say that again, brother.
Untrustworthy people have the hardest time finding people to trust.
That's good. That's good, because they don't even trust themselves, typically.
They trust themselves to not be trusted.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Yarley says it does. It is advertising that you are single when you are not.
Yeah.
That's true. Because I'm telling you, even in the matchmaking, I'll tell you just real quick. When I'm doing matchmaking, I look for people that say that they're single. And I promise you, at least half of the guys, women don't typically do this. Not saying that they don't, but I'm saying typically not.
Yeah.
But the guys are always, I'm in a relationship, but your status says single.
Right.
But you're in a relationship because I just told you I'm trying to get a match made. Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, so what about this one? People that talk a lot about their relationship and how good it is are really insecure. We talked about that on the video.
And I hate to sound like I'm always in the middle of the road on this, but some people are genuinely happy and they want to express their happiness. But typically the people who do the most talking about something are the ones who don't have what they talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
My thing is, if you're so happy, you ain't got time for social media. Didn't I tell y'all for the first 45 days when my husband comes? Y'all gonna be like, did she cut social media off? Yep.
See, now there are times where I express myself on social media about my wife, and she does it too, but it's not often.
Yeah.
You could probably count on one hand throughout the whole year how many times, even if you use two hands, it won't be more than 10 times throughout the whole year that I might say something about, how great we're doing. I usually don't do that.
And they so dang cute. They always doing good. I just love this couple, man. I tell y'all.
Thank you so much.
I'm getting t-shirts, and we gonna have to tie him down. Maybe you'll put something in his coffee and put him to sleep. You wake up with it on. He'll be like, "What is this?" I have to get Desert to help me with that one.
Yeah.
So going to the reality is, why can't they just really be happy? Well, probably not. They're faking it for the gram.
Yeah, and people are so judgmental, and there is an element that the people who put the most information out there. I've seen couples flood social media with all kinds of happy pictures, only to find out that they're going through a divorce. I'm like, man, that's crazy, right? Like, you spend so much time and effort, energy investing into the appearance of looking good, of that we're doing good. It's like people who spend all of their money trying to look rich, but they remain poor because they spent all their money trying to look rich. It's the same thing, or I should say, it's very similar with people who spend so much energy trying to look good on social media that they're not putting enough energy into being good.
That's true. So Yarley says that he's been there, done that. It is the worst thing to do. I'm a private person. If you want to know my status, ask me.
See?
It's true. He says, you are not supposed to. Enemies are everywhere. You're not supposed to. I forgot what we were saying.
We may be talking about sharing your information, maybe. Maybe that's what we're talking about.
And Kokisha says, sometimes you can tell the difference between that who's genuine and who's not. I think it's inspiration to see couples complimenting each other online and even being transparent Yes, love to see Vaun and Desiree Jackson. They are, yes, my favorite couple too.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
I
that.
love it. So, yeah, it's really something else. And people, yeah. So, another belief is healthy relationships don't show their relationships on social media at all.
Nah, I don't think that that's necessarily true. Again, I mean, we just had an anniversary this week, and she said what she said about me. I said what I said about her. We share a little bit here and there. 30 years, and I think we're doing pretty good. So
Yeah, and that's necessary. People need to see that, like Okisha said. We need to see that. We just don't flood it because
yeah,
then it looks a little fake
you're
because you
overdoing
got too much. I mean, what are you advertising? Most people that flood your timeline are advertising for more of
Mm.
what they don't have.
Yeah.
Think of it that way. If you see me, coach, I'm trying to get some more clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's real rap.
you got any comments over there?
Diamond Queen keeps saying Jesus.
Oh Lord,
Lord Jesus.
Oh Lord.
She's laughing at me. I'm smoking my third bag so far.
I love it. Yarly says it can also be a way of getting affirmation or justification for their relationship. That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Derek says, "What's up, y'all? I'm at duels with D-Lo, just popping in to say what's up." So he's at his son's wrestling match.
Oh, hey,
So,
how are you?
What's up, Derek?
Hey, Derek Jackson.
It's my little brother, my little big brother.
Let me say my whole government name.
Yeah.
So, what's the real about all of this? How do you really get to the place that you are kind of, for lack of better terms, abiding by the social media etiquette, as well as being real in your relationship and really still handling your business within the relationship? What do you think needs to be done to make that, so that you're not faking it for the gram, you're really happy?
Yeah. I think it starts, and we talk about these conditions of love, right? I mean, this is the foundation of what it is that I teach, what it is that I share. There's no such thing as unconditional love, in my mind, anyway. So, what are the conditions? I say, as a foundational piece, you have to have a healthy level of respect and communication. I need to know what it is that upsets my wife. She needs to know what it is that offends me, right? And then it's in the healthy communication about what it is that we like and don't like, that we're finding common ground to harmonize our relationship, like the show says, right? So again, respect and healthy communication, and then within that you start finding different things to compromise on, right? Compromise is not about losing, it's about making sure that we both feel good about the end result, right? So I don't know, we can go on, but I'm just, again,
I think that you need the first and foremost thing I would say is to make sure that you're treating your relationship just as that, yours.
Yeah.
It should not matter what Tom, Dick, and Harry is doing on their social media pages, or if you're trying to just do it for the gram so that you can get more likes or any of those types of things. You have to be really authentic within your relationship so that you don't have to worry about that. When you're authentically being who you are, then you don't have to pick up other things that everybody else is doing because you're focused on what you have and not what you don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also think that you don't be afraid to communicate your fears, your challenges, and your desires about social media to your partner.
Yeah. I think we're so, there's this this thing that everybody wants to accuse you of being insecure, right?
Yeah.
And insecurity is real, right? Jealousy is real. You call it whatever you want. My objective is to make my wife feel as good about our relationship as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
And so even if I err on the side of caution, even if she's leaning toward the side of being insecure, if you want to call it that, maybe she has trust issues, or maybe I have trust issues, whatever it is that you want to call it, I think the thing that has helped us get to where we are is that we both go out of our way to make sure that the other person feels good about what's happening in our relationship. And not enough people are doing that. More people are saying things like, well, that's your problem.
Yeah.
You need to get over it. You're insecure. Man, the hell with all that. If I don't feel good about where I'm at, I'm leaving.
Yeah. And typically that's really what happens. And people don't pay attention to the fact that it's not about you. If you're in a relationship with somebody, it's not about you, it's about them. That's the whole point. And if you're not paying attention to that, and that goes into making sure that you're checking in with your partner on a regular basis. You know, I tell my clients, especially if you're having challenges, y'all need to be on a 30-day, every 30 days, sitting down. How we doing? What I do? Did I offend you this month? Or was I good this month? You know, what did I do that you liked this month? You know, every 30 days. Then when you start getting on a smooth sailing, every 6 months at the least, or every 3 months. You know, somewhere there's intervals that are set. I'm talking about it is in both calendars that you sit down, no interruptions, no children, no families, no friends, no social media, where you're sitting down and really communicating with each other to see exactly how you're doing. You do it at your job. And you won't keep your job if you're not doing reviews.
Yeah, I'll even add to that. And I'll say, to a lot of people, that might sound mechanical, right? But until you establish a healthy pattern of being able to communicate about things that are important, that might be necessary. We don't, in our marriage, we don't have set intervals. If something comes up, we talk about it.
Right.
And it might be 6 days this week, and it might not happen again for another 6 months. Like there's no timing that we're on, or there's no schedule that we're on. Whatever comes up, we're going to talk about it, you know, and that's that.
But do you think that's because you all are now in a groove?
Right. That's what I'm saying. This is where we are. We never even started out that way. I think my wife has always been very expressive.
Okay.
And so whatever bothers her, I mean, there are two people in my life that, and I throw my mother in there too. So I say that there are three people in my life that have always kept it 100 with me. That's my wife, my brother, and my mother. And there's a few others sprinkled out, but that's my core three.
Right.
And my wife is probably the realest person that I know. And so she's not able to fake it.
Right.
You know, she wears her heart on her sleeve. And so if something's bothering her, I'm able to see it on her face. I'm able to see it in her demeanor, the way. So, you know, we're going to get to the bottom of whatever it is right now. And I'm not one for just kind of sitting on my feelings either. I'm very impulsive. And so if something's bothering me, you're going to know about it.
Now, let me ask you this for those who are out there who, because I'm like that, I'm very direct. I want to tell you how I feel. I know that there's a different way that I have to do it because I can't always go, can we talk? You know, that's going to happen. If you don't go to your man, ladies, and say, can we talk?
Nah, just talk.
Just start talking. But, you know, for those who are out there who are sensitive and are willing to speak, and then their partner, their males in particular, because women typically are open and talking, but men may not necessarily. So how would you suggest as a guy that these ladies really, you know, are able to get them to open up besides the don't say, let's talk?
Yeah, I think that's it right there. Just, and again, everybody's different. So everybody's puzzle piece has to fit the way, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own synergy, but let's talk, or we need to talk. That's an easy way to get him on the defensive real quick. I say just ease into it. Just ask the question that you need to ask, or make the statement that you need to make, and begin a conversation, but do it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to, you know, oftentimes we jump right in with an accusatory type of tone. You know, yeah, you made me, you did this. You know, now we're at the point now, my wife will still say, we need to talk. And I'm like, oh, damn, what did I do?
Trouble.
I already know I already know I did something.
Man.
Right. And but it's normally something pretty minor, or minor enough where I can recover pretty easily.
Right.
Yeah. But she's the we need to talk, or, you know, I need to talk to you about something. That's her.
Okay.
But with who I am and where I'm at in my life, that doesn't bother me. But everybody's not like that.
Right.
You have some guys that as soon as you say that, they're in a shell.
Yeah.
And I would venture to say that there are some women who, if a guy approached them with that, they go on the defensive automatically too. So again, it's getting to know who you're in a relationship with, finding that sweet spot as far as what it takes to communicate with them in a harmonious way. Man, I say that a lot, so much that it maybe it's starting to sound cliche, but harmony is the key, man. If you can't find a semblance of harmony in that relationship with how you communicate, how you get down, the whole thing, the whole vibe is off.
Yeah. And so many people are really more concerned with balance. Balance does not exist nowhere. So people need to stop thinking that you can put balance. You need to harmonize your relationship, harmonize your life. And harmony is typically just what that sounds like. What is harmony? What is harmonizing? You think of songs, you think of dancing. It goes right together. It moves. Nobody's a soprano, if they can, they probably do all the ranges, but they're in their particular song, they're going to be a soprano. They're going to be an alto. There's going to be a tenor. They're going to be able to harmonize together as they are. And if you can get to the place where you're harmonizing in your relationship just as you are, then you are in the key relationship. But if you're not, then you might not be in the right relationship.
Diamond Queen says, I just feel like you do you. You know what your relationship is about. So you should know based off your values and your understanding what is acceptable. Sometimes putting yourself in their shoes helps.
But okay, so let me ask you this, because I want a little clarity about that. Doing you, how can you do you and still be concerned with them?
Maybe you can add a little clarity to that, Diamond Queen. How can you do you and still be concerned with them? And maybe, hopefully I didn't read it with the wrong inflection. Yeah, put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Oh, this man's so dang on smart. I thought I was a nerd.
I'm a nerd.
I know I am too.
I'm a late bloomer though.
But he knows bigger words.
It's because I read.
Trying to say I read?
I'm just saying I sound them out.
He's trying to say I don't read.
I'm saying maybe I read a little more.
He does.
Maybe.
I think so. Because I be skimming. I'm skimming. I gotta get through this. So this is another thing. Don't judge. Deal with that particular instance as they are, not what they look like. Get the facts before you react.
There's it makes me think about this book called The Four Agreements.
I love that book. And
one of the agreements is, I know you skim over a word or two every now and then. There is one of the principles in the book is take nothing personal. And too often we bring our, take nothing personal, make no assumptions. Right. And oftentimes we're taking things personal that aren't even meant for us. We're making assumptions about things that are just simply incorrect. Right. So it's a matter of doing our best to be objective when we're having these conversations. Right. With our mate.
And I think that's really important for the ladies, because there are some petty men. I'm not gonna say they're not.
I ain't never seen one.
There's some petty men out there, y'all. But typically the pettiness is coming from the woman. Not saying that, like I said, there's some out there. So when I say that, what I mean is typically when a man posts something, he's not, I just talked about how my ex used to do that. But typically a man might just post something that just came across his mind. He may have been having a conversation with somebody else. He may have read something, he posted it. And then all of a sudden, because it sounded similar to the argument that you all had, the first thing you think is, oh, no, he didn't.
Right.
Oh, he putting our business out there, But typically he done, once y'all had the conversation, he probably done with it. He's not even thinking about it anymore.
Depends on what his zodiac sign is. Them cancers, they be tripping.
Man.
Cancers be holding on to stuff.
When was you
Cancers
like 6 years
and
ago?
Scorpios, man, they hold grudges.
See, I'm gonna have to write down the ones. I'm gonna put this on my post. If you're not this, then you can't talk to me. See, because now them the ones I was dealing with.
You're Sagittarius though, so I told you before. Your compliment is
the Aries and the Leo.
And Leo.
See, I know, I got it. He be teaching me. He be schooling me, y'all. He be schooling me.
I'm trying to work.
So if you are Aries or a Leo, check me out. No, see what your girl doing.
So look, Diamond Queen chimes in. She says, "Do you means that you are being true to who you are, and I can't even read, to who you are, and when you are real to yourself, you bring that realness to your relationship, both parties. You build something real together. So you know how to be you, and at the same time operate in the you that is best for the both of us." I can dig that.
Okay, I get it. So
I had 3 bags, so I ain't smoking no more, but I dig that.
Right. I get it. I agree. I agree.
It's so cliche to tell people that you love them, right? And we say it too. My wife and I, we exchange "I love yous," but I think it's really healthy when you get to the place where you love us.
I love that.
You know what I mean? And so I don't just love you. I love you within the context of what we have going on.
Yes.
So I love us.
I love that.
And I've seen that on a couple of t-shirts too. Maybe I ought to make some t-shirts.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, but that's really important.
I think
because sometimes we love the wrong people. Sometimes we love people that's beating the hell out of us, hurting us in all kinds of ways, right? So I need the type of woman, and I have that. I'm not advertising. I'm saying in my life, I need the type of woman. I ain't going nowhere. Even if she try to leave me, she better pack 2 suitcases. I'm coming too. Right. So, but what's needed, what's healthy is having someone that makes you feel good about the arrangement to the point where you love us, not just them.
And I think that's what people may mean when they're trying to find that significant other that makes them better. It's really not about you having your better half. It's about you being in a position where you are your best.
Yeah.
And that's what Coach Ron, I believe, is saying.
I am.
So Coach Yarley Bond says, clear, concise, direct language, stay on topic, stay out of your feelings, at least until you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's hard because, people say men are logical and women are emotional, but that's nonsense. We are all emotional beings with the ability to rationalize, with the ability to be logical. So I think staying out of your feelings or not being emotional, I don't even know that that's possible, but I think it's about managing your emotions, right? Emotions make great servants, but horrible masters.
Right. You have to be able to master them. And in part of doing that, you have to make sure that you are leading with the logic, backed by the passion of the emotions.
Right. That part.
Yeah. So
look at you, sounding like you've been reading.
I've been reading a little bit. Yarley says, no yelling, no blame shifting, no accusing, calm demeanor is the key. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's really important that if you have a really good conversation that needs to be had, have it in public. Because most people are not going to yell at you and act a fool in public.
Well, hopefully you ain't in a relationship with a fool.
Man, because then you will be in public and then both of y'all will be in jail.
Because some people, some people are acting a fool, but some people ain't acting.
That right there. That right
Yardley says Team Aquarius. All right.
All right. So, and then the next thing I think that you should be doing is being realistic. You cannot think that you're going to walk into somebody's life. And let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, if you just met somebody, you need to be in a year talking about how things are clean. Because, and I say that because some people pop up 6 months, 7 months, 8 months later, and they don't know that you're in a relationship with them. They may not be attached in social media. So you need to, within that first 12 months should be about establishing where you all are, cleaning up the house, making sure that you don't have any scragglers around. And after 12 months, if y'all can sit there and y'all still having those same issues with social media, then that's because they're ongoing. They didn't clean up. Right.
Yeah.
So you can't walk in and go, oh no, we've been together for 30 days. I don't want to see not one woman on your social media page.
Yeah.
Or you know what, she better not call. You can't, you have to really be realistic.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, I think that social media, or whether it's social media, whether it's the nightclub, you can be at Walmart. These things are exposing the issues in your relationship. They're not the cause.
Symptoms.
Yeah, they're just symptoms, not the problem.
Yep.
So, and typically the issues are respect, or I should say lack of respect. Yeah. And miscommunication. So check the health of your relationship is really more so, because in the healthy relationship, it doesn't matter if you're at a nightclub, your husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, can go to a nightclub, and it don't matter how people are dressed. It doesn't matter who's on their timeline in social media. They're going to check them correctly. You'll be able to filter out a lot more nonsense when you're operating from a healthy base, rather than having 2 unhealthy people or 1 unhealthy person with all of these different distractions being thrown their way.
Right. Right. Y'all be walking around with COVID temperatures for your
Man.
relationship. We good? Yeah.
Right.
You
Right.
gotta check it. You gotta check it.
Yardley says, Mama used to say, you must be with someone for 4 seasons to know them.
It's true. You should be able to see every emotion that they go through, their highs, their lows, their in-betweens, all of that. And it's really important. If you get into a relationship and you've now committed to a person that you haven't seen all, as Yardley says, 4 of their seasons, you ain't in a relationship. You in infatuation.
I like that. 4 seasons. Huh? So does that mean, is that a time frame? Is that a year? Or is, like you were saying, is that a range of emotions? You know, is it an observation that you look? What does that 4 seasons mean?
I'm actually writing a book about that called The Seasons of Love. And I'm working on it. I should be finished with it hopefully very soon. But I believe that it's about the maturity level because especially now, you can see somebody lose somebody, get a new job, create a business, go through something devastating in their lives all in the next 45 days. So I really think it's the maturity level of that person and how they're handling those seasons. I don't think it's really a time limit. I think it's how they handle it, what has happened, what have you watched them go through. So if you've watched them go through something devastating and you've seen how their demeanor is handling that, or if you saw them at the height of their life, were they still humble? If you saw them lose and then still pick back up and then, go on, how do they react to you when you are not responding the way that they want you to respond? Those are the seasons. So I don't think that there's really time length. I think it's more of the opportunities of the situation.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good stuff. So, and then again, really assess your relationship. If you're having social media issues, what's the real issue? It's usually the trust, miscommunication, as Coach Vaun said, respect, security, quality time, commitment, and no boundaries. And I think that really people, I've really been looking into the whole self-esteem thing. I really do not believe, because one of the questions I asked Google, I Google everything. I'm like, Google, tell me this.
Yeah.
One of the questions I asked Google is it true that that self-esteem only comes from you? And the thing that popped up was social esteem. I said, I've been looking for that word for quite some time. Social esteem that comes from outside of you, because everybody keeps saying, well, you get self-esteem from yourself. Yeah, but it does not only come from you. Self-esteem is built up from how you were raised and what your parents poured into you. That's how you're not born with self-esteem. It's built into you. So then if you talk about social esteem, then you're getting it socially from your friends, from your mates, from your friends, from your family, and then from yourself. And then that teaches you how to build it up for yourself, but you still need someone else to come in and tap into you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first time I actually had to think about that one. So I'm trying to flesh it out as we're dealing with it. But one of the things that comes to mind is a monk. What kind of self-esteem does a monk have? A man who's basically on an island unto himself. Is his esteem high? Is it even healthy? I don't know.
Would you even know?
Right. I do think that I think self-esteem is, at least on some level, tied to our interaction with other people. Man, I can't help but to think that, because even if you just think about what it means to just the concept of manhood and womanhood, those concepts are inextricably linked. Right? You can't separate manhood from womanhood. Otherwise, we would just be people. Right? It would just be personhood. There would be no such thing as a boy or girl. It would just be children. Right? Yeah. Which part of me wonders if that's what they're trying to do. But anyway,
they are.
So yeah, I think
message.
Yeah, I think that there is at least some level of truth to that.
Yeah. So we have to know that what we do with our partners, towards our partners, in our partners' face or behind their back, it affects them.
Yeah.
And if you want to have healthy people, because I believe that you can walk in a relationship with a healthy person and they be unhealthy because of the relationship. You know, so you can have had somebody that really took the time to work on themselves, and then they're now testing it because now they've been by themselves, taking care of themselves, and then they're in a relationship that's now challenging the things that they learn how to do.
Wow.
So now they are in this relationship, and everything that they worked so hard of, it started to dwindle away because of that person is toxic.
So let me ask you this. I'm just going to play the advocate role for a second. If they were truly healthy, should they be more resistant to the unhealthiness that you're trying to expose them to?
I think that it depends on the situation, because see, resistance is kind of like your immune system, right?
Right.
You can be resistant to, let's say, because we got COVID. COVID could be, you know, you around people and people have COVID, but you didn't get it. But then you keep getting around more people with COVID, eventually it's going to break your immune system down. Same thing with your self-esteem. You could have big self-esteem, and then the more that they tear, especially if they're like somebody that you're spending a lot of quality time with, you're speaking to them every day, and they're tearing at you little by little, little by little, little by inch. And then all of a sudden you'll look up, because it'll sneak up on you. Low self-esteem and depression does not just come up and go, hey, depression here, let me in. It doesn't do that. It comes in, it sneaks in, it sits in the corner, and it waits to that moment where now you're broke and now I'm gonna come on in. And so that person could really be in your ear and saying little bitty things to you. Oh, that dress is ugly. Oh, you know what, you wearing that today? Oh, you know, did you pray today? And I'm talking about my life. I've been there, right? And oh, you know what? I don't think you should do that. Oh, that was, you know what, that was okay, but not the best. You know, so then you start to think those little bitty things are tearing at you a little, and then all of a sudden you'll look up and you'll be like, dang, I'm messed up.
Now let me throw this in there, because I'm thinking about myself in this situation, and I like to think that I have a healthy level of esteem. And so if there's someone that enters my life and I feel like they're chipping away at it, or at least even making an effort to chip away at it, that is it haughtiness or arrogance that gives me the fuel to dismiss them from my life? Or is it healthy esteem, healthy feelings of self-worth that make me say, hey, this person is trying to chip away at my armor, I got to make moves.
Now, no, that is both. Is healthy esteem, and it's very much you protecting what's yours and being that higher version of yourself. So I wouldn't call it haughty. I just call it being the higher version of yourself.
Because if you would have called it haughty, I'll take that.
Yeah, I know, because you conceded. It's all right.
Perhaps.
It's fine.
But I will tell you this. Look, my religion is peace of mind.
Peace of mind, man.
And look, man, and that's not just hyperbole. That's another one of college words. Look, but I'm telling you, if there's somebody in my, that enters my life and I feel like they're a threat to my sanity, a threat to my peace of mind, they got to go. And it won't take long.
But you know what? And I have been accused of this before.
Of threatening people's peace of mind?
No.
Oh.
Hold on.
I just want to make sure where we at,
Right. Holding on to people too long.
Okay.
Giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Thinking that, okay, well, maybe I'll just, maybe they hurt. Because hurt people, and I can help fix them. But then
they're going to have to hurt somebody else because I can't go.
Now the hurt, you want to hurt me, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but we can't do that. So you got to go. But yeah, so you got to make sure that you're not spending time with people that are draining you.
Yeah.
Part of my affirmation is that I'm the core of people. I'm a core of people that I encounter because I am a wealth of information and resource. But people do not drain me. So that means you're pouring, but they're not going to drain me. And if I feel like people are draining me, I'm retreating real quick.
Yep.
I'm not even going to ask you to leave. You just going to watch me go.
Yeah. And I ain't even mad at you about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't be where you at.
No, because a lot of times we tend to wait and give people permission to leave, right? We're waiting for them to leave. Well, I'm just waiting for them to say, no, bye.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Okay. Okay. So we really need to get to the place. Man, this is good.
Yeah.
Yarly says, spring, you first get together. Summer, you are hot and heavy. Fall, you go through miscommunication and arguments. Winter, sickness, compassion, understanding.
Okay.
I like
that.
that.
I need to screenshot that. That's
yeah,
pretty
we're going to
good.
have to hold on to those. We're going to steal all your stuff. I'm just kidding.
Put that in my next
Right.
book.
Okay. You want to read that one?
Social esteem, I believe. This is Yarly again. He says, social esteem, I believe it is the acceptance of the social norms of a particular group. A monk would derive his esteem in the strength of his solitude. Dig that. Yarly is a well-read brother.
Is well-read. Very smart.
I like being around people like
we
that.
might let you be a part of our nerd team.
Yeah.
So this is really good. What, you got any comments over there?
No, I think they pretty much fizzled out
over there. So we this was good, y'all. Listen, y'all. So today, only girls do this, because when I brought this up to my co-host, he was like, "What?" But in 5 days, we would have been on the His and Her Perspective show for 6 months. How cool is that?
So it's our 6 month anniversary.
6 month anniversary.
6 month anniversary. Okay.
Our 6 month anniversary.
That's girl speak.
That's girl speak.
But okay. I ain't mad at it. Right. 6 months. Go us.
Go us.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we need y'all to help us grow, right? We can't be 6 months crawling on the floor. We need to start walking around. So how do we get legs to walk around? You are our legs. So share.
I like that.
Be our legs, right?
Yeah.
Help us walk. First of all, go over to our YouTube page and subscribe.
Yep.
Make sure that if you're looking at us right now, to share and do a watch party. And then see us every single Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless we change it. But right now, that's what it is. Okay. Be our legs.
Yeah. We got a few more comments. I think my lovely wife says, congratulations on 6 months of great shows. Yay. Thank you, beloved. Sierra Nevada says, congratulations. Kokisha says, awesome. Yardley says, congratulations as well. Thank you all, family. We appreciate you.
Thank you all. We're so excited. This is really a good ride. When we connected and talked about this, we had so many ideas about how we're gonna do this and do it, and we've been doing that. When we said we're going to do something, we get on it, we do it. Yeah. So I'm really, really excited about this partnership, Vaun, and what we're really, putting out here for the people. I look forward to doing this show with you every single week.
Me too.
And us meeting and talking about things, because we don't just get on this show and just, spill out all the great knowledge that we, over the years, and our wisdom, right? We actually really do research. We actually really do have meetings. We actually really do sit down and hash things out to make sure that we're bringing you good content. Yeah. We're having great conversations with you that's entertaining yet informational, so that you can go in and implement some of the things that we're telling you to do. So we're really putting everything that we have into this.
Yep. Yep. That being said, nobody watching this show should be struggling in their relationship. I mean, you have access to two people who are more than willing to accommodate, to help. And so if you have struggles in your relationship, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of us, or even both of us. I mean, we do individual couples counseling, couples coaching, but we also work together in that same effort. So if it's you in your relationship, or if you know someone who's having challenges in their relationship that might seem insurmountable, or just too hard for them at the time, don't hesitate to send them our way.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this is what we do. We are about relationships, all things relationships, trying to make sure that people are harmonizing in their relationships. And we do that by what we do on a regular basis. So we're really excited. And we hope that you all, if it's something that you really want us to talk about, we have some topics that we were just discussing before the show aired that we need to bring up, because people have brought to us our attention. But if it's something that you really want us to talk about and discuss, make sure that you email us at harmony@hisandherperspective.com. You
Yep.
can DM either one of us. You can email us, that topic, and we can get on it. If you know somebody who has been married for quite some time and you want to highlight them on being a couple that is winning, please share that information with us too. I put a post on my page, and I think it's something like 30 couples had answered, and I was like really excited about that, because we need to know more about those couples that are winning instead of listening to what social media and the entertainment industry is telling us that couples are not.
Right.
So
Kimberly Snidey says, let me put my 2 cents in. I wouldn't even listen if I didn't think you guys didn't have anything to say. Boom. Great content to beautiful spirits. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Mic drop. Kaboom. Shake the room.
Right.
On that note, it probably is time for us to bid the family farewell. It's time for us to eat something to eat.
It is.
I'm
hungry now.
Look, got my auntie, my co-host, Coach Michela, in Savannah with us, man. For the first time. So we're about to go get us something good to eat.
We're about to go eat and have fun and drink pop and be merry.
I'm drinking something stronger than pop.
Well, I'm drinking pop. I'll watch him drink something and Desi drink something maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm going to drink pop. I might, look at their drink hard enough to kind of, get the the effervescence in my nose. Effervescence.
How can I get a vowel? How you write that?
Effervescence. Yes, see, that was my big word. Was that big enough for y'all?
I heard that word once on Alka-Seltzer commercial. Is that what you got that from? Anyway, I'm sorry.
Savannah is beautiful. Oh my goodness. It was beautiful. I went and did a walking tour at Telfair Museum. Let me tell y'all real quick. When y'all come down to Savannah, y'all have to do that tour. Have you been?
I have not.
You guys have to go do that tour. I literally, now mind you, I went through the tour and had known that there was a slave quarters there. But I did not realize I was in the slave quarters until this wealth of emotions, and I say wealth of emotions because it was sad, glad, happy, celebratory, all of that, all at once. Tears just flowed as I walked through this door, and I realized, oh my God, why I'm feeling like this? And as I walked up the stairs, it's the slave quarters. The spirit in that room brought on these emotions that were just overwhelming. Took a lot of pictures, beautiful sights. People were nice here. I love it. It's beautiful, beautiful. Love it.
Wow. No, we haven't done any of that yet.
Yeah, but it's because people, you live here. Like I came to Savannah to go sightseeing, and I've been in Atlanta for 18 months, and I don't know nothing about Atlanta.
That's how it is too. Even being from Chicago, there are people who visit Chicago that know more about it than you do.
Yep, that's true. So we got to go ahead and the ancestors were speaking. They were, and I received some things too. So
was one of them Nat Turner?
I think Nat Turner might have been in that room because I heard him months and years ago. Yeah. So, but thank y'all so much. This was really good. I really enjoyed this, and this is a special with us being in the same room today. Y'all don't have us on the screen.
See, ain't no screen. Look,
no screen. Yeah,
loud in color. See,
loud and in color. We had an amazing time. I hope that you are too. We hope that you like what we're doing here. Make sure that you see us next week, and we will talk to you later. I'm Coach Michelamonè.
Vaun, the Love Alchemist. Love y'all, fam.
Bye.
Peace.